What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good day, good night, good afternoon, whatever it is where you're at. Let's get straight into this. We're going straight to gameplay, but I want to talk to you about something too. And that is the fact that a lot of people are flipping out about these players and the fact that we don't have double play styles, right? Where it says basic. Obviously, there's tons of play styles. I go through all of them in a video that comes out literally 12:30 today, so make sure you check that out. Every single defensive play style in detail, and so at least you can learn them, and then from there you can check them out on the pitch and see what you think. But here's the deal, guys. These defensive play styles, just like offensive play styles, yes, they affect movement and they give you more movement, but remember, many times we get better movement out of our players when we play them no play style. It's the same thing with defensive play styles. There's going to be times when, let's say, one's like a more pressing play style, and you say, man, I don't like how this defensive play style makes my center back or right back or left back or defensive mid or whoever move. I don't like this, how it makes my striker lose stamina defending. And then you're going to want to play them no play style. Now, it's a little bit harder because of the way, it's like, okay, center back, you're going to play at center back. Striker, you're going to play at striker. So it's not as easy as the other offensive play styles to like switch them out. You'll see what I mean more when you see the styles and which positions they're eligible for, right? But in certain cases, you're going to wish you could turn them off. I know it. And you'll see what I mean when we go through all of them. And so without a doubt, some of them are cool. Some of them promote interceptions, promote pressing, promote aggressive tracking back, right? But your players have that natural tendency anyway based on the team play style, based on their traditional play style. Because remember, like, for instance, a box-to-box, it's the same offensive and defensively, right? But a whole player, their description in game doesn't have them listed with any defensive abilities. However, when you have Bellingham or Hullet or these whole players with defensive abilities, they track back and help. They track back and help. Just as good, if not better, than a box-to-box. So let's see how it goes. Let's see the boost that is granted from these defensive play styles, if any, and we'll go from there. But don't panic quite yet. Now, we're going to get straight into this, but just for good measures, I got a decent amount of coins left over. I'm going to do one spin for the stream. Just one and done. Here we go. 10 player spin. Doesn't look like we got anything. You never know, though. We'll let it play out. A little suspense. That was my second overall spin. Is someone going to pop out? Oh, wait. Who's coming? Oh, no. I do like these the way they changed these cards, these secondary players, whatever you want to call them. I do like that. For sure. I think it's pretty cool. What's up, Wick? How are you? Random Aries, how are you, buddy? Alright, so boom, we'll get rid of that. So that's a second spin, and I know it's not necessarily like a lot of players can't do that. I'm well aware. So don't just do what I'm doing, randomly wasting $10 or equivalent of that, $8 to $10, whatever. But if I end up getting one of these players and it could help content, so be it. But honestly, you're not missing out if you don't spend for this pack. However, if you need a winger, like say you want a prolific winger, you were going for one no matter what, guys, this Hazard card is a beast, okay? If you need a really good center back, especially an aerial dominating center back, guys, 6'4", 70 in the dribbling department, so he's more, nimble than, let's say, like a Company with long reach tackle. Aerial fork could help out with the crosses coming in a lot more with the new volleys. People are going for those a lot more, right? I mean, 2 out of these 3. Diego Costa, I believe Ibra's better. And even speaking of double playstyles, he doesn't have like a frontline press or anything, whereas Hazard does. Frontline poacher, so he's not going to press what frontline poacher does. right? There's frontline pressure, then, or whatever it's called. Then frontline poacher is basically he's going to be looking right away Once your team loses the ball, if he's behind the ball, he's going to be looking to get in a position to intercept the ball, right, into different passing lanes. So pretty cool, without a doubt. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, all Cahill has, Highline Master, you would think, oh, well, that goes with the Highline setup like a quick counter possession. No. Guys, build up in the attack just means he's good with the ball at his feet, right? He wants to help by passing the ball at the back. And then the defensive Highline Master, it literally is the same as build up, just said in a different way. The naming is it has to be lost in translation, like some type of issue where in Japanese it means something different because it has nothing to do with Highline. It just, all Highline Master means in game is that the player stays in their defensive shape, stays organized. The same exact explanation essentially as build up. But he does look like a beast. 6'4". You guys can see my full build. You can see my full review of all the cards with the builds with the second booster chosen and all that. It's on my channel right now. So yeah, I'm not going out of my way necessarily to get them unless I hear otherwise. And then I may go for this Conti. Not even that I'm going to be using his link ups. It's a possibility, but that's not why I get him. It would be simply for the out wide proficiency and the quick counter proficiency. Even though my main would be out wide, quick counter can be at 90, just like with Tuchel, possession and quick counter. But I use possession mainly. Because the only out wide manager I have is Ruben Amorim, who has an 89 out wide proficiency. I don't use his link up play either, you'll see in this event. But he has quick counter, but it's only 81 proficiency, and I don't like that. Your players take too big of a hit. So in tight games, that stuff matters, right? That's what you're preparing for. You'd hate to have a tight game where it's like, oh, your manager didn't boost your players, and you wouldn't necessarily know that outright, but in tight games, every little thing that you can get an edge from matters. So what we're going to do before I go and get Conti, though, is go into this English Clubs event, and we're going to test this out. What up, Big Phil? We're going to test this out. Okay, so this is the overload setup I have, but I'm not using that here. I'm not fully sold on overload. Okay? I'm not fully set on overload over out wide. I've been leaning towards out wide. Now, why do I say that? You have to think. Not always do I want my full team sliding, right? There's going to be, especially opponents on counterattacks and stuff, that are going to be able to switch the field on you, for instance, if they're using out wide, and you could be in big trouble. Now, of course, you have a lot of numbers in a smaller space, but with fluid formations, there's no longer those holes. Like, this is what everyone's afraid of right here. However, you have to understand that not all, but a lot of teams in real football, this is how they organize. And then if I'm playing a team that's more central, right? If I'm playing a team that's more central, I would move these two into these spaces here. And people ask in my comments, well, what about their overalls? You just got to think of it this way, guys. They're there to cover space. These guys aren't back to defend, okay? These guys are there. And yes, you can put, like, for instance, I could put Vieira deep line. I don't want them there. I like having the four back. I like having them operating where these are still a pair and he's up front leading the charge, trying to keep the ball out of dangerous areas, and then Hullett and Bellingham help out. But this is more normal, right? No, DM me, Phil, and you're good. You're in the tournament. DM me. Or no, sorry, there's go to the OG. If it's still open, go to the OG tab for tournaments and say I want in. Or sorry, there's a voting, there's a poll. My bad, there's a poll. I'm not used to having all the help I'm having, so I forget. So there's a poll out there. We have a good amount of people. Tomorrow's going to be amazing, guys. We have a huge tournament, so thanks for reminding me, Phil. Make sure you tune in, and if you want to play, join the Discord, go to OG Tournaments, and check out the details. There should be a poll open. If it's closed, just DM me, and we'll take care of you and get you in. But yeah, so you're going to see this a lot of times. Like in real football, you learn close fist open fist, closed fist, open fist, right? You close tight, close down all the holes, then you open up. But this is why I don't necessarily like overload as much, is because when they're going to be in that small space with their whole team, okay, I can cover this space. Now, of course, if they can transition the ball to the left side or the right, I could be, then the team has to slide. But the beautiful thing about out wide, right, is that you always have the ability to switch the fields, and then you still have good support. So you can make teams run after you nonstop, even in quick counter, right? This could be good. But then, of course, if you want to go for a harder press, a higher line, more direct runs forward, instead of like how it works in out wide is when you're attacking and you get near an area where you can cross the ball, your players dart in the box. But guess what? You don't have to cross it. You can drive the byline, of course, or you can cut it back and you can play it in, and you have plenty of options to work 1-2s up, back, and through. So you don't have to just cross the ball and out wide. Now I'm going to show you guys this here. So I'm debating between the two, but you got to take into consideration a lot. There's also the servers. They're not always the best. And when you're playing an overload with those really tight areas and the opponents in those really tight areas with defenders, you have to be super sharp, super direct, quick. Timing matters for your passes. And if servers are messed up even a little bit, it could make the difference between playing great and just totally losing the ball every time. So I'm leaning towards out wide, and in that case, of course, just because I'd want quick counter, and I'm not saying I won't use the link up, but that's not even what I'm thinking about. I definitely won't use it with a Morum, but I like the idea of having the 90 proficiency quick counter as a sub tactic. And then think about this. You got your opponent going crazy because you keep switching the ball, and you have the width, and you're using it, and they're getting pissed off, so they make their change to their tactic. Next thing you know, you come out, switch to quick counter, even if it's just briefly, and smack them right in the mouth, right? It's a nice little combination. So out of all my managers, I have Tuchel, quick counter and possession, right? And he has possession at 90, which is what I would mainly use with Tuchel. I mainly use it with Deschamps too, but it was nice to have LBC against quick counter, so that was the difference here. Of course, Lampard's the brand new overload manager, and then long ball is very viable too. Don't sleep on this Lampard. This is my second choice for where to start, but I still am debating whether I even like overload, not even over out wide, but over possession, because I sort of like when my whole team isn't sliding. But I will say overload's more dynamic with the line, where if you are winning the ball up to pitch, your team's pressed up with a high line. But if you lose the ball or the opponent works the ball up to pitch, your line drops into a deep block. It's the only setup with that dynamic line, and it's actually more realistic. And then, of course, Capello, long ball counter, and long ball, which I won't be going with that, right? I believe you need at least one of the three out of possession, quick counter, and overload. And then you absolutely should have out wide, or you could have one of the three of out wide, long ball, or long ball counter, because you can turn those into more of an out wide type of setup, without a doubt. I just like out wide because your team literally spreads, the width of the pitch and uses it well, and then the runs once you get near the box. Whereas long ball counter, once you win the ball, your players immediately try to make those runs away, right? And then you have to wait for those secondary passes if you don't want to just play kick and run. Then long ball is actually arguably better when you want to keep the ball and play possession, but you want the long outlets, right? This could be better than out wide, because what happens is when you look to win the ball, you play it up to your striker or attacker, and your teammates, the other attackers, converge on that player to play off the knockdown. But it's the same thing if you play the ball in the air, so it sort of promotes and encourages up, back, and throughs. The one unique thing here too is when your defense loses the ball, when you win the ball, not when you lose the ball, when you win the ball in long ball, look what your back line drops back. Well, why do they do this? Because they want to provide a passing option so you can trail it. Then they do it because then they want you to play that long ball up to your attackers. But it could be helpful because it just provides that space and that opportunity for you to get the ball out of pressure, right? So all this and more. I have videos coming each day. The long ball one's out now. If you want more details, the system I'm using in testing long ball. But that's where I'm at with my tactics. But today we're going to test out wide, at least for this first game. We'll see how it goes. So let's get into it. Straight into events. But that's kind of what I'm breaking down, right? Whoa, what do we got here? Oh, I got to change my team. Okay. And you will go... Exactly. We'll say Liverpool, so it switches the team up. All right, so this is what we're going to have to go with, unfortunately. It's way off on the play styles, but it will be good enough. So we'll go boom. Go like this. Switch this up a bit. Get a left winger in there. Actually, you know what? I can do kind of what I was going to do anyway. Boom. We'll let, even though, no. Yeah, I'm going to take out my blitz curler by doing this, but Gakpo will be fine out there. Cutting into the right. Shoot, want to talk about overload? We'll do something like this. But let's see how the width is used here, guys. Let's see how the width is used here. This will be interesting because we got two players further out wide. Central players. Let's see. Anybody else? I'm actually, it's an event, so I'm going to go have a little bit more fun. We have a offensive fullback, but look, they all get back pretty well. So the fluid formations help you get a little bit more attacking like this. You got to love it, right? Got our anchor man, got our orchestrator. And then I'm going to keep that Owen in and see how we do. All right, let's play. I did a couple just spins for the culture, if you will. 2 10-man spins. I'm not necessarily hunting for him, so to speak. I got a good amount of coins left over from last year, but I don't know. He's obviously a beast. That attacking midfielder, where usually players put him in attacking mid version, the Belgium version, I'll call it, is amazing, dude. That thing gives me headaches nonstop. So it would be nice. I have a free hazard. It would be nice to get a beast hazard. But here's the thing. I have the Neymar, but I have the roaming flank version, which is fine, by the way. I like roaming flank because they cut in. I don't necessarily mind that. And then on the left, cutting into the right, also, as you see, have Eze, but he's creative playmaker. And then on the right, cutting in, I have Messi's deep lying forward that can play right. And then I have Yamal as a prolific winger. And it looks like Yamal might beat out Messi if I go for a true prolific winger that can cut in and hit that blitzer. Not to mention Ronaldinho as a creative playmaker with a blitzer. So I have a lot of options. So I probably will skip it. I did 2 spins already just for the heck of it. Oh, what the? Cunha and Buemo, we'll just get used to doing what we do. So then we type mark here on left wing, right wing. And I don't need anybody more defensive. Well, we already have Vieira there. Same with the sub tactic. And we won't man mark there. So we'll go with that. Because I really want to use out wide, so I probably won't switch to quick counter. But let's check it out. Pay attention to my players' movement when we win the ball. When we lose the ball, it's more like a mid-block. Everyone just drops back. Not the exact setup I would play, but as you know, against different opponents, you switch things up. So this is just one of those scenarios. Let's do it, boys. I've been loving how the gameplay feels for 27. It feels incredible. Nice press from the opponent, or at least it feels like he's pressing. Whoa, how did that go out of bounds? But I've been loving the gameplay, loving the changes. You guys let me know what you think about them. Uh-oh, he's in trouble there. I should have passed it, probably laid it off, but it's kind of cheesy. I want to try to see how the finishing is, see how the keepers are. I passed right afterwards. It didn't let me do it. Oh, how did he not get that through? Nice block. Bought the ambassador Lamine just for acceleration burst for having fun with the new fluid. Yeah. Yes, I do have a. I have just TMR sticks is what I have. I switched. I was sick of the stick drift. Oh, dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous. I'm going to turn it out. A little slow on the release. Timo, what's up, bro? Timo Saik, what's up? All right, let's go for the play. Terrible layoff. Holy crap. But I guess that's what you expect from... My super cancel didn't work out. There you go. Good. All right, here we go. Can we get a volley here, boys? Oh, and the stunning didn't even work. New Eto. I think it's pretty nasty. I think they did a pretty good job for free cards, guys. You guys tell me what you think. Uh-oh, you're in trouble, buddy. Dude, why is it freezing up before it shoots? Are you guys noticing that? That's a huge freeze up before it shoots. Bro, he had that little freeze up. He had it through. I think he's frozen up too. A bit. There's like this little delay between, you see it? It's like this little delay between movements. Look at Gakpo, big long legs. How's this dude got players across the pitch? What's he playing? Oh my god, see that delay is killing me. Come on, boys. Look at that run. Look at the run. Beautiful run by Owen. Bro, can I get one shot not blocked? Look at that. What a goal. Oh my god, that guy. How is he not tucking this in? Do you realize he has 95 finish? I should have done a fake shot there, but I thought I got through enough. Didn't think I needed to do it. Come on, Vincent. Flick on, goal. What a goal. God, Gakpo's pretty sick, guys. If you got that World Cup Gakpo, he's big and long and strong. Big, long, and strong. I've heard that before. Another more delay. See, that's why my problem with out wide, though. Imagine trying to make a short, quick pass, and you have this delay, bro. If I was playing overload in this game, do you guys realize how toast I would be? Come on. Rooney ain't getting pushed off like that. That easy as blitz, yes. Yep, he does. He does. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we can build this up. Boom. Boom. See how you can, if you don't have delay, or even if you... Did you just get a red card? I didn't see. Did he get a red card there, or am I seeing that wrong? Come on, Runes. Come on, Runes. Oh, shit. Dude, are you guys seeing this delay? My defenders are going crazy. They're kind of like... Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, look at Rooney, dude. Oh, it was on. I hate games like this where you can't move, but keep that in mind, guys, when you're playing, like, when you're thinking about using, what do you call it? When you're thinking about using overload, bro, trying to make a pass in like a little 2-yard area, and every time you pass it, you have to count to 1 before you pass. That's what it feels like. Like you pass and you have to count to 1, then it passes. Then count to 1, then it passes. So you have to be very thoughtful of that. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate you have to think about those things, but you do. Oh, what were you doing, bro? I want to score one of those volleys. Goal. As a super slept on card, by the way, if you guys ever got him. Big, long, and strong for overload, huh, dude? I like out wide a lot. But now, overload can screw you over on... If your team doesn't defend, like if you don't have a proper defensive shape, overload by outnumbering you can totally screw you. I should have played feet there. That was dumb. Good little fake out. Look at Cody with the explosion. That's why, guys, I think we overestimate speed, which I like. I don't want to just sprint forward. Don't get me wrong. But I swear we could lower speed to like 85. I tried to get mine to 90 still, but I pressed the out. There we go. That's where I wanted it. Look at that explosion, dude. It's unbelievable how good he is. If you guys have this World Cup Gakpo, give him a go. He's so nasty. He's just big and he's annoying like that. He's big, long, and strong. Like I said, that's Gakpo. Should be. Oh, he hurt my Gakpo. Somebody get me a blue chew, bro. Oh man, he's short, shriveled, and to the left, literally. He's short, shriveled, and to the left, boys. I don't even have someone that can really... I'll go box to box with it. Here we go. We'll lose our winger there. Now we'll put you left wing. Oh, I thought that was a PK. Trying to switch to my... Dude, there we go. There it is. Oh, I had an idea I could bike that. I had a vision. Oh, no. See how we recover. No way he just made that pass. Nice pass, though. Bankroll's getting bigger. Come on. Oh, I should have pressed L2 there. Practice what I preach. Oh, I tried to fake him out. See, right there, that was one time. Why would he take a touch? I'm trying to one-time it. There, I did a double touch. Oh, hopefully it's a little bit better. But I swear, dude, like, that's another reason I'd love to talk to Nick Runs the Foot Market, guys. Because he has, like, I think he has dedicated internet or something, like 2 different internets. But the dude always has what seems like great gameplay, although he does complain about, you know the can't move deal. I feel that too. So he gets it, but it doesn't seem like he gets it as much. Like, you know, you can tell when the game's slower, but that's why I'd love to pick his brain. If you guys don't know, I shared this finally on my Discord. I hadn't ever shared it, but like Nick Runs the Foot Market, he's a member of the channel. Like, he's part of the team, right? And so his support means the world, but I didn't share it because I thought, like I'm proud of that, obviously, but I don't know the rules of this, bro. I'm literally a OG football coach, hence where the name came from, that started doing this on my PlayStation editing system and my mic. I literally play football and play football video games. That's it. I'm so old school. I got notebooks on notebooks of drills and stuff. Like, for me to even learn what I've learned so far is incredible because that's, I'm old school. So I don't know the etiquette of all this. I didn't want to like share that news and you guys and have people like, oh, why are you trying to use him to, but the way I thought of it is like, bro, I'm proud of that. Like, I always react to Nick. He's a big inspiration why I started doing content. And the fact that he takes value enough to support my channel, bro, that's huge. So I'm not going to blow it up all over the place. But my point is like I'm glad I can bring him value. And I know, like, this is what I do. It's my living. I work with a professional club. Yes, I know it's United States. Yes, I know it's MLS, but still. And, like, from my side, I'd love to pick his brain, though, because from sheer skill and, like, what he does on the sticks and his knowledge of all this, even, like, content and how... Dude, there's no one better. So if somehow, some way Nick is watching this or hears this, bro, please get in touch with me. Even if you leave a random comment, I see all of them. I know that you don't because you have millions and upon millions of comments, but I would love to pick your brain on some things. Or if you're too busy for that, just tell me you have 2 questions. Ask anything because I'll take it, bro. But yeah, dude, like, how do these guys get the overall, what seems to be amazing connection? Does anybody know? Yeah, so eFootball Universe is having a bad time with events too. And I know Nick does because he coined the term I can't move, but it seems overall, like, I remember seeing on FC, dude, I was seeing, like, he was his ping at the top. Mine would be, like, between 25, 35, 40. His was always, like, 0 to, like, 7. It was crazy. I was like, that lucky son of a gun. Then he doesn't have like the AI necessarily thumbnails, but he has like realistic, but still, I don't know. There's just little stuff I'm so lost in, bro. That's why when people say like, oh, you have the AI thumbnails, it's like, bro, if you've seen my thumbnails beforehand, literally a 3rd grader could do better than me at thumbnails. Trust me, the AI is better because at least it's what I'm in my mind want, but I'm too shit to create. And so for the viewers, it gives them a better idea as opposed to my dumbass putting shit in that looks like a collage. Fiber as an upgrade and a good upload speed. I'll do a test and share it with you, Noob Gamer. I think my upload and download speeds are pretty good. I'll share it with you, though. I don't know if I have fiber, though. I don't know if I have fiber. Alright, so we need more of a test. We need another game here. This is very attacking, though. Typically, we'd have Anchorman, 2 hole players. This is not as attacking, actually. This is pretty close. Pretty close. I typically have the DMF, 2 hole players, and then AMFs or wingers. If I go wingers, I don't really care. Prolific wingers stay more out wide, get the ball, then cut in if you need them to. Roaming flanks will cut in without the ball. And I kind of like roaming flank overall, at least on paper, but I'm going to really test out that Neymar roaming flank and see. Let's get into the next game here. And get these missions done. But yeah, that was probably my worst connection game so far, at least from like the delay and stuff. Overall, it's been pretty decent. Sounds good, Noob Gamer. Sounds good, Noob. Sounds good to me, bro. Yeah, I expected the servers to have issues, though, dude. Everybody, the hype's going. Everybody's on. You know who I really feel for as a side note, bro? It looks like Inception got totally screwed on those strikes he got. Which makes me so happy I didn't keep going through with those U7 buy videos in my eFootball videos. Because I felt like it was a little corny. Like eFootball video, all of a sudden it's like, guys, go buy eFootball or go buy FC coins now. You know, so I stopped doing it. And sacrifice a little bit of money, yes, but I felt like people would watch that and be like, this is corny, bro. It's kind of like a sellout move. No offense to Inception, I'm not saying he's a sellout. I really respect him, just like Nick. But he made the decision to keep putting those U7 buy videos in his eFootball content. And it looks like they started giving strikes for it. I'm assuming. That's the details I heard. But he hasn't been, if you notice, if you're an Inception fan, he hasn't been creating it all. And he put a post up. Apparently, he's got like 2 strikes. And it's associated with the coin sponsor, aka U7 Buy. So for any content creators that are watching this, if you ever get it, if you get to a certain size on your channel, you will get an offer from them without a doubt. Just look into it before taking anything is all I'm going to say. Sounds good, brother. Yeah, I got this, and then I got a hard out here in a little bit, but I want to get on and say what's up. Guys, I'm going to have a ton of content, 2 uploads a day, 1 to 2 uploads a day. We're going through every play style right now. You kind of got a sneak preview earlier what I was telling you about. Little tweaks to my system for each one. And just a good little test to see what these changes have done to long ball counter, and possession. And you see we're using out wide. We'll use overload. Oh, no. What the? I thought I switched my manager. We are using overload this time. Guys, did it just totally switch my setup? Overload. Glad I knew that, though, because I would have been, looking at it. My last game, I was playing out wide, though. Am I right? It didn't switch it back. Now I'm going to be wondering. There's no way that was overload, that last one. Gosh. But when did it switch? I'm literally losing my mind. Thought I had Ruben Amorim set up with out wide. But yet I have Lampard now. So did it... I'm so confused on what happened. You're in. Goal. 1-0. Gotta be careful. Malik, what are you saying no to, big dog? That Michael Owen card's nasty, too. I usually use him as a super sub. Bring him on the second half because he gets a mad boost. Oh, that was easily red. My friend's got to be way quicker on his decision making. Oh, clearly I do too there. He's probably got some delay from the servers, I'm assuming. Oh, nice D. He read it perfectly. Either he read that perfectly or he just stopped and happened to, like, you know, run into me. I can't tell which one. What is he playing though, bro? That was supposed to be a Marseille turn, by the way. How in the fuck did that happen? That was supposed to be a Marseille turn, dude. What the? Totally botched me. Obviously, I pressed the wrong buttons. Oh! Oh! My boy. Is that Dan Burn that made a run from the back? Hold on. No, Rooney. How in the hell? Rooney ain't no 6'4". How did I think Dan Burn? It looked like Dan Burn in the little in the replay, bro. That dude didn't look like no 5'9", 5'10" Wayne Rooney, did he? Do you guys think? Let's see if we can get a Marseille turn now. There we go. Dude, I'm telling you, those new volleys are sick, bro. Those new volleys are sick. I'm not saying it's like the toughest opponent or anything, but if you can time them right, holy Jesus. Obviously with acrobatic finishing as well. Let's see if we can get that highlight. Nasty, boys. Oh, with a little clean finish, no biggie. Vieira, nice little pass. Nothing too crazy, nothing too difficult. Still not much we're seeing from. All right, so here, look at the runs. Remember on oh my god, it's so nasty, guys. Dude, oh my god, it's so nasty. What I like about overload is, notice as soon as you win the ball in a certain area, your players will dart forward. You know, for a counterattack, so it's kind of nice. But you can't see much out of these highlights for, you know, for the setup for overload. But I do like how as soon as you win the ball, if you have holes to run through, like look right here, boom. Now obviously Owen's also an advanced striker, so you have to keep that in mind. Boom, beautiful cut. And just look at when I win the ball, once you see this Rooney goal. Right here, boom, look at my team. Look at Rooney. And that Rooney card in particular is just incredible. He's a deep lying forward, but he'll make those darting runs as soon as he sees a hole, which is brilliant, right? Now, obviously, I'm wide open. This is more like practice drills. But look at the top of the box. Look at Rooney. That Rooney card, sensational. That could have easily been a tap-in for Rooney. And then even Rodri and Gakpo were there. I mean, overload's nasty, dude. It's so dynamic. That's the thing. But I worry in bad connection with the tight passes. If your opponent especially is pressing you or is in quick counter or something, being able to keep possession and being able to play out of pressure in situations if you're delayed. Whereas out wide can help. Not to mention with your whole team sliding. Oh, if your opponent beats just one long pass, diagonal especially, to switch the fields, and you could be in some big trouble. So I'm still up in the air. I'm back and forth. Now tell me, what did I do last time? I guess I went in here individually, like, or did I maybe I changed my manager in game, but I just had this setup, the out wide setup. How did it switch to this? I'm going to have to look back and see, because that's driving me crazy. What's up, Tiago? How are you, bro? How are you doing? Guys, tournament tomorrow. If you want to participate, go to, register. Not register, it's free. Click the link in the bios to join my Discord. Then how you register is what I meant for the cups. You just go to the OG tournaments page and there's a poll and just say I want in. And then all the players who are on there simply get in. There is no, obviously we have rules and stuff you have to follow. You have to be able to post your game so everyone can watch afterwards. It doesn't have to be live, whereas cups have to, cups has to be live. Yes, you have to share your video or the game, whether it's on Discord or like if you have a stream or on YouTube, whatever it is, you have to be able to share your game so everyone can watch it live. And then, no, I'm not taking that with that 3 bars. And then the only other thing you have to be able to do is have free time all tomorrow because we don't know how many players, how long it's going to last. We would just use the in-game new tournament feature, but Konami adds something cool but does something dumb. They limit it to only 8 players. So that part sucks. And then we're also doing a 2-loss elimination style. Unless we just have 1 million players, then it would have to be 1 loss, but most likely just 2-loss elimination style. So you have a winner's bracket, a loser's bracket. Eventually you have to lose twice to be out. So if you win all your games to the final, you'll have to get beat twice. That's the cup setup. And then league setup is just traditional league. As you guys know, we have our first champ. Shout out, Oh No Zap. At least that's how it's listed on Discord. He's a man of many names. Just make sure when you talk to him in Discord, you call him champ or champion. If you don't, it's beef, bro. OG league champion, Oh No Zap. In his logo, you guys will love it. His logo, The Office. My boy from The Office. I forgot his name. Michael? What's his name? I used to love that show, but obviously not a diehard fan because I can't. I think it's Michael, 99% sure. That's his logo, or his picture. I know I mentioned Discord that I'll be back at Phase 2, but I tried last night. Depending on times you play, familiar issues are still there. I can't move, and in my case, pass the ball. Damn, Wildcard. I'm sorry, buddy. Wait, Wildcard. You didn't happen to be the player that left the first league, were you? Who was that? Somebody left. I've been so busy, I'm sorry, I can't really remember. Holy shit! He is overloading the overload, guys. I haven't done any type of marking or anything yet. I'm not going to now. We're going to leave it be. Let's just play. But typically speaking, dude, you know what I would do? Let's try this here. Let's try this. Let's try to go long ball against his overload. No, let's go overload heads up against him. Let's just see how congested it gets. Let's use this as a test. I'd probably start with long ball here with the deeper line. And as he's got all those players up, and I'll probably switch to that. Let me make sure I have my sub tactic on it. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Perfect, guys. But you know what I want here? If I go long ball, I'll switch Gakpo for Owen. Although I can still play a long diagonal to Owen. Tomorrow starts at noon Central Time US. Noon Central Time. And you just got to be able to share your games so that I can commentate on them. That's it. I'll do the random drawing on live, and then we'll get going. I'll let you know the exact format then. Just make sure you're available all day and that you have a way to share. You know how to share your game on Discord or on YouTube or wherever, so that all can watch. Look at the back post. Oh! What a goal. Gakpo nasty. I fat-fingered that cross, guys. That's why I was so weak. Rodri could have buried that. God, I screwed that up. I'm lucky the cross even got where it got. It was just such a dink. But I fat-fingered. That could have been a nasty volley that I screwed up on there, boys. No! Play it through there. That could have been sick. Feet. That should have been a regular pass. Oh my goodness. I'm zigging when I should have zagged. I don't get how I feel like the return passes got harder. See, it can be a little messy here, boys. Boom. 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 See, when it's congested and you got a little bit of you know, when it's congested and your opponent's right in that small area, it can be tough. Any little delay can hurt you. What the? Why did he stop, guys? Did you see my Eze? That's what I'm trying to say. It's so crazy. Like, that's what I'm dealing with. It's crazy. And why are you so far out wide, bro? You're supposed to converge whether it's offense or defense. You're hiding behind the defenders there. Luis Suarez, you mean the last newest version they came out with? You mean the card they just came out with the Blitz Curler? You talking about that? 2010, Louis 2010. The one they came out, the Blitz Curler, everyone's loving. But I have the Uruguay, the latest version, the 108, 109, whatever. I think he quit. And so, for me, I'm not going to use him just because he has Blitz Curler. I got rid of him because I have the better version. But apparently that new dollar version's sick, and then the latest Uruguay version's insane, and then there's a Barca version that's really good too. So yeah, Luis Suarez, in my opinion, is probably the best number 9 in game. In my opinion. Alright, we're done with that. See, this is why we need more to do, though. That's that whole event there. Now we got one more. So now this one's Spanish clubs. Keeps freezing, dude. It froze again, guys. I'm sorry. So now we go Spanish clubs. And I'm going to go back to out wide. Just for a game. Back to out wide. So notice how I have a very similar setup no matter what, okay? Notice how I have a very similar setup no matter what. Team, low game plan. Oh, that's why. So hold on. Now I remember. Now I remember why I didn't, because it changes your whole team up. So we'll go with the overload. None of these guys are eligible. Okay, so we'll do it like this. Madrid. And then I'll just change the manager. Because otherwise I will have to change the whole team up and change players. Now I remember. So we'll go like this. We'll go out wide. And then we'll go sub-tactic. Quick counter. And for out wide, here's how I want to play. Much deeper team, much better team here. We're going to go whole player here. Chua's here. Schneider's the other whole player. So 2 whole players there. Schneider just didn't have as good defensive abilities as Hullet. Then I want Cruyff here that can also play left wing. I want one side left wing, and then I want the other AMF because I want to test it out and see if they both get wide, because it's out wide, obviously, right? Oh, although Mbappe can actually play wing. Here's what I'm going to do to test this out. I'm going to go Romario. Let's see how if he gets out wide or not, guys. We'll see. You know what I want to do? I want to do something like this. Because Bellingham will make those runs out wide for sure. I have my defensive fullback here. Marcelo will come help out here, so I like that. So then here's what it looks like defensively. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, but I want to switch this. It will be like this. Boom. And that's how we're going to go. Not a bad little lineup. Not a bad little line. Got my build-up destroyer. Not a bad lineup. Oh, yeah. Somebody asked me about, remember that Omo card? Yeah, he was insane. Red says the game is cooked. In my opinion, people don't realize it. Overload makes defending by holding the pressure button way too viable. Also, fluid formation just encourage parking the bus. It's not necessarily parking the bus. It can be, but you got to remember your team's got to break out. Like, notice, when you're young in football, what does your coach or manager teach you, right? Offense is an open fist. Defense is a closed fist. Open, closed. There's a lot of teams that play similarly to this. Maybe not as many players behind the ball, but you got to remember the disadvantage is once you win it, your team's got to break out. And when you're defensive, it can be tough to break out of. So there's a downside too, but it's more just realistic. I mean, maybe you bring more players back than typical, but a lot of teams put 10 players behind the ball, you know? So you just have to, dang, that sucks, Futures. So you just have to get used to it. And yeah, is it tougher to break down your opponent defensively than it used to be? Of course, without a doubt. But is it just totally cooked? No, it's not. Which you can see in these games and other games. But I get where you're coming from, Red. Like, and a lot of what you're saying comes from on paper. But if you play the game and really look, I think you'll change your take a bit. Or maybe you have been playing a lot and you still have that opinion. I respect it for sure. I get why you and many others are thinking that, but I think we'll be just okay. A lot of people are worried about the double play styles. Like man, they're going to render the cards without a defensive play style useless. But there's still movement there. There's still abilities there. We'll just have to see how OP they are, if they're OP at all, defensive play styles. Appreciated, Unknown. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's why I went crazy to get, I got Zambrotta overlapping, and he can play left or right, which I love, but I've been playing Marcelo, and I went crazy on position tokens so he could play center back, because I don't want him fully attacking, and I might go fullback finisher now with fluid formations, but I've been playing him at center back, Marcelo, so he stays back. But when I trigger him, I love his ability on the ball, dude. Having Marcelo on the ball is so nice. I mean, he literally came with the special double touch. He's just so agile. And I even boosted his defensive abilities, gave him all of his... I'll show you my build for him. I'm really proud of it. He's a beast. Is he the best in the air? No, Lillian Traum is much better in the air, but he just brings such a dynamic ability when he's on the ball. In 1v1 defending, he's incredible. Right? Maybe not as the most physical, maybe not going to win everything in the air. But you'll see in this game, he brings a lot. I think he's in this game too. Yes, absolutely, Futures. He is a vacuum cleaner, for sure. You know I'm going to make them rock the sick kits. And, of course, I just got this nonsense. But shout out to Kobe, the Kobe kids. Yeah, you'll see in this game how good he is. Now, I have him typically like this. You see, I added center back to him for this reason. And he'll still operate somewhat more attacking than offensive fullback, but not as. So, but I'm going to leave him as fullback finisher. Let's see how he does. Since I have a defensive fullback on this side. Really, it's going to be like this. Just a little change there. Ooh, Cruyff's ready to rumble. Bellingham. Cruyff and Bellingham. Casillas has got a little boost. Let's see what we got. Anybody on the bench with some boost? Poppy, I'll still take Romario to start. Orchestrator. I'm going to go whoop. Nope. I'm going to go Orchestrator, Pep over Schneider, even though I do love that Schneider card. Alright, and then we're going to go type marking. He's Overload. Messi and Villa. Wait, didn't I switch it to a Morum? Guys, am I going crazy? Didn't I manually switch it to a Morum? See Villa. Didn't I or no? I could have sworn I... Oh, no. There it is. Okay, good. Out wide. Okay, good. I'm looking at my opponent's overload. Okay, I'm going crazy. All right, so now we're playing out wide. He's playing overload. Let's see if what I said matches. I love this update, dude. Could they have done more? Yeah, I'm not saying they couldn't have, but they absolutely improved the game. In my humble opinion. Alright, he's overload. I'm out wide. Could be a good test. Holy delay, boys. Just had to get it out so I couldn't. What in the Yeah, this might have to be just a goofy. Yeah, look at this, bro. I'm not even gonna. It's not even worth playing this game, dude. You can't move. You literally can't move. Did you see the delay in my keeper? Look at my keeper. Look at my players. Look at this. What was that even? What was that pass? And he waited 2 seconds. They gotta do something about these servers. They gotta do something about these servers. It just makes the game look so sloppy when it's like that. Look at that. Oh, no way. Look at the delay. It's so stupid. It's literally pointless to play. Why are some games like that, do you think? Too easy. If I could move, this dude's not... I bet you we'll see his rank and he ain't shit. Look, again, smoke him. So if we go back and look at that, guys, I smoke him around the wing, and then I can't play the ball. That's literally all it is. Smoke him around the wing, and then I go to play the ball, and there's delay. You guys will see the difference. Look at even right there, the delay. And once again, it's crazy. But it has 5 bars, so I don't understand it. Look at this out wide, just destroys this setup, guys. I'm telling you. Look at this. Oh, that would have been nasty. Dude, I'm telling you guys, this out wide smokes it. Don't pay attention to that shit goal he scored. This out wide is gonna cook overload, I promise you. Well, you'll see throughout this game. It's just a really aggressive... See, so he'll lose the ball. It's just that typical rat loser shit. No offense to this dude, but that's all it is. It's that rat loser shit. He loses the ball and then he rushes you. And I get it. It might be the playstyle too before you can do anything. So it's not like skill based. But look at the skill here. Watch. Through. See what I'm saying? There's much more skill to how I'm playing. It's just when you're delayed like that. So all he does, if you watch, is he'll lose the ball and then he rushes you before you can touch it. And again, it could be I'm not saying it's not something to do with the play style, but there's no like skill in what he's doing. So if you get the ability to pass and move, I don't know why that player went up like that. Look at that run. Did you see Koundé there? He did that little run out of the way. That was crazy. And again, although I probably wound that up a little bit, but still, the little delays suck. See what I'm saying? It's just stupid. It's pointless. There's no going back to how long it took me here. Right here. Guys, did you see that touch? Look at my player. Did you see him? Okay, go back to the beginning. He loses the ball, dribbles right into my player. Right here, watch. Look. Look. They know what they're doing when they play. And this is something I think Red said it. There is no skill in how these types of players play. They play either overload or quick counter to run into you. They're just as bad as any long ball counter rats because anytime I had any little space, he had zero ability to defend. He had zero ability to jockey. He just held down pressure and went back. But you got to expect that. I promise you, if you play these types of losers without delay, I'm almost guaranteeing he has shit. And of course, it's always these dog shit players. Let's tell him get nice press. Nice delay press, King. Let's see if I can get this loser to come on here and talk. I love talking to these guys. But that's, somebody just said this above. They go, all Overload's going to do is create rats. Look, he's on the stream without a doubt. All these pieces of trash, like this Fitchy cheese, and someone called it right before we went in. All they're going to do is use Overload for that reason. But I promise you guys, if you get a little bit of leeway to make a pass across the field, out wide will crush these types of losers. Well, you saw even, but you just got to get a little bit of room, and that's even you. A lot of you guys are way better than me too, so you'll be able to easily, like, you'll smoke some piece of trash like this. But I guarantee this is somebody that either A, was using Smart Assist before, or B, has this type of shit every single time. I can't explain it. Somebody who might know Connection better than me. But you see it all over X, all over. For those who are unfamiliar, like, whoa, you're being a little harsh. Once you play eFootball, you know these types of losers, bro. They care about, like, this dude probably is sitting in some corner of his fucking trailer with just that number 1 and that rank on his screen to care about. Like, that's how those rats are. You can tell by how they play because there's zero skill to it. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you play these players and you get a little bit of space, you can use out wide and smoke them. You just have to be able to switch the ball. Now, if you're so delayed like there where you can't even get a pass off, what can you do? You just got to laugh and move on. But you can at least move on to your next game being thankful that you don't play for absolutely no reason to sit here and hold. Literally, the way they play, just hold the control in your hand and picture what it's like to be like these trash cans. They're holding the controller in their hand, and they hold their entire defensive skill relies on R1, RX. Yeah, well, bro, it's what everyone's thinking, right? Think about it. So, without a doubt, the trash can knows because he's felt delay before too. But us normal people, I don't even need skill. I'll just hold down R1 and X. Menasa just posted this on his X. He's like, that with all the improvements they made, it doesn't matter because they didn't nerf the press, right? He calls it just a little improvements. I say more than that. They've improved the game more. But just like he said, and he's exactly right, and I don't always agree with Menasa, but because of the way defense is, it takes it away. Because of the way defense is, losers like this can do what you just saw. You have to have the ability to jockey and actually win the ball. All the piece of trash had to do is hold down X or R1, and he represents a large number of players. Konami, if they just could have removed that because they did well to improve matchup, aka jockey, but the fact that if you don't have perfect servers, you got to get rid of their pressing. If you had perfect servers, then you can make quick passes around them and they could try to press you all they want. You're going to get ran around. But when you have delay that's that bad, right? If you drop off from their attack, you're screwed because they're just going to do a skill move. You can't keep up. If you try to press them, you're screwed because they dribble around you. Then when you get the ball because they're terrible, it almost helps them because they hold down R1 or X and full sprint at you. So it takes it away. Red is saying, that's what I'm saying. You destroy them if you're without delay, but for me, that's rarely the case. Exactly. But it still is okay, Red. Like, nobody... You would much rather be in your position than be in this trash can. You could be, I don't even know your rank. You could be Division 6. But what does he get out of this one on his screen in 1933? How he plays a game, you don't ever see football. Not him. I'm saying all these rats. You never see football that way, so there's no satisfaction. You might as well go play Arcade FC if you're gonna do that. You see what I mean? Like, I'd much rather lose to a player that's reading the passing lanes, that's timing his tackles, that's that's actually playing football. And I'm not saying on the offense there was a couple give and goes in this and that, but of course when you can't fucking move, but you wouldn't even have those attacks if you actually had to defend, right? When your opponent has the ball and there's zero defensive skill, you just hold down R1 or X to get the ball. Then, of course, that delay translates to offense. Well, it loses all purpose. Because then how easy is that? You're basically just in a one-sided scrimmage at that point. No, everyone feels that way, bro. Everyone. There's not many that don't. Because it's not about the fact that these players can control bad servers or not. That's not it at all. And obviously, we wish Konami could fix them. It's the players that choose to waste their time. And at the end of the day, they're not wasting their time because they're winning money. Like, dude, I have tournaments and leagues. I'm giving away cash prizes for a lot of them, right? Okay, I could see you're in the final and you play a little ratty. You know, $50, $100, that's a decent little chunk of change to play a game. I could see you get a little ratty there. Okay. You're playing because for some reason you have a channel and all your followers love rats, and so when you hold down R1 and X you get more followers, which means more money. Okay, I could see it. But these absolute trash cans like that Fitchy fuck, whatever his name is, are literally sitting there unknown to anybody in the whole world besides themselves and their setup, and they're not even playing a football game to enjoy football. They're literally deciding to just be dipshits for no reason. You think those opponents I've played the past 3 times, I couldn't do the exact same thing? You know what I mean? An overload introduced a playstyle that naturally shifts the players towards the ball and further increases the pressure. Yeah, that's what you're 100% right. It's easily beaten without wide if you're not delayed like crazy, but there's no doubt in my mind, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no doubt that those players that play like that, that's what they're going for. They're hoping for delay. I got the private message. I've told you guys in the past about this, which it's not like I needed this to know. I've heard this before, but to hear it confirmed, that what they do is they download something in the background of their console or their PC, or they play another game. You guys tell me how that works or correct me if I'm wrong. Like, there's a way to download, there's a way to like purposely screw up the game. Because apparently when you're in events and divisions, like the way Konami does it, it's like the way the servers are set up, it can affect it, I guess. I don't know. You guys will have to explain. I literally don't know this shit. I hear about it and I vaguely understand it, but vague might even be a strong word. I'm ignorant to a lot of it, so don't quote me, but it's something like that. Put it that way. All right, let's play. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh, I thought he was going to dive in. I love that ball from Chua, though, boys. Too much. That ball was brilliant. Yeah, it would be nice to not have to deal with it because it really is a dance. It's like you have to have a good dance partner to make the game worth it. Fortunately, for events, it doesn't matter as much, right? Oh no. All right, I gotta lock in. Oh no, that's supposed to go to Marcelo. Switch the field. This is what I do against overload. All day long, boys. And I might be playing it now. I got to check. I kind of lost track of... I lost my focus. I didn't even check my opponent or nothing. Fine with that. Boom. Good. Look at that run. Look at the run. Beautiful run by Romario. See, this out wide can be dangerous as shit. Golazo! And a little bit of a weird movement there. It's not exactly what I wanted. But I got to show you guys this L2, R2 turn. But guys, this is out wide. Let's see what I'm playing. Do you guys think I'm playing overload? Let's pay attention. Look at Romario. I didn't want to force it. I'm telling you, out wide's the move. Look at that run again. A little off there. And then you drop into a mid block if you don't know and out wide. Oh! Didn't register. I tried to do okay, here we go. I tried to do a double touch there for the second defender. Boom. Keep the ball. Perfect. Yeah, tomorrow we have it. Oh, he's on Smart Assist. Go figure. Yeah, it's a regular team. Go figure. Yeah, he's on overload. See what I'm saying, though, guys? And I'm not saying he's good or the last guy wasn't better, but it doesn't matter. It's still just a... Oh, of course. God dang it. It's just the principle of, like, bro, that last dude could... The way he was attacking could be a very good player, but it just all goes out the window when you don't play football. That's my only point. That's why, like, for our leagues, we make these different rules because, bro, it's not necessarily hard in these games to find shortcuts to take. That's all I'm saying. It's like you got to be a real piece of trash. And how you got to think I look at these guys is, I don't know if there's any golfers in here or bowlers, or if you've ever played pickleball for fun. It gets super competitive with some friends. Or even if you ever played footy golf, it's super fun, dude. It's super fun. But the whole thing that I'm trying to say is, these guys who, like, whether they play overload or quick counter, that are looking at, like, oh my god, yes, I can just hold R1 and X, never hold matchup, never do anything but hold R1 and X, and if there's delay, just hope you can't get a pass off, and a lot of times it works. The fact that they're, like, even looking to use that instead of actually playing is ultimately what takes away from the game, right? If players like that, just think if they didn't exist, we need Konami to step up, but we know we can't count on them for step up for everything. So it's like, bro, why not just play regular and see how good you do, how good or bad you do? Why not just try to learn to actually defend, cut off passing angles, actually hold matchup, try to defend 1v1, instead of just, oh, there's delay, yes, hold R1, X. And especially those players that are, if it's true, putting shit in the background to purposely get delay in the game and whatever the fuck. You guys will have to tell me if you guys can explain that. How would that work? because apparently you connect server to, you know, person to person, player to player in eFootball. So if somebody is to, like, if right now in the background I start downloading GTA 6, it would clearly have an effect on the game. And because of how connection is, apparently it fucks it up for your opponent. You guys will have to let me know how that works or if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. Other than that, it's good, Realm. It's good. I'm just ranting about the fucking rat pieces of shit that never will cease to exist in any game, but seem to be getting worse in eFootball. And the reason is because a lot, Nick's even, shout out to Nick, runs a foot market, by the way. He's said this several times. Like, the best players he always faces, sometimes they aren't even Division 1 players. The dog shit players that he faces, whether he wins or loses against them, are typically the top 100, top 1,000. Doesn't mean there's not good ones in those top rankings, but a lot of the top ranked players are dog shit, and they literally do what they do just for that stupid number and ranking while they sit there, and it gets them nothing, bro. It gets them absolutely nothing but wasted time playing a football game to not play football. It's crazy. It could be good, Malik. 5 at the back could be good for sure. Could absolutely be good. All right, Yamal and Hazard, we're going to tight mark. We're still in out wide. Tight mark. Yamal, Hazard. But I have no doubt that they don't play football. They just want to exploit. Exactly, bro. And those losers will forever blow my mind. If, like, let's say you were one, or Red was one, or Malik, and I could talk to you man to man, I'd just be like, bro. And if they were like, why do you care? Why do you care? It's like, bro, if we go play golf just for fun, it doesn't mean nothing, right? But we're still spending our time golfing every single week, right? We do it for the love of the game, for the love of competition. So if your dumbass was not writing your score down, taking off strokes in order to look better, or every time you drove a ball into the rough or to the sand, you just threw out another ball, then we might as well not even go play golf, because that's not really the game. The whole point of the game is to get lower strokes. So if part of the game in football is defending, and you're looking for a shortcut not to defend, or a shortcut period to play the game, you're ruining it. We might as well not even play. But unfortunately, it's like a gentleman's thing. You're not my buddy that I came to play this game with and now I have to deal with you. No, I got matched with you. So you're ruining the game for everybody for the selfish reason of just getting a good number on your screen. As if it gets you anything. Just like cheaters in golf for fun. Bro, so you can walk around and say, look, I wrote down this score. This is what I got. As if it matters. Just write down the score. Tell yourself you're amazing and play regular so you don't ruin it for everybody else. There you go, you dipshit. Like, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. You see what I mean? It's they're like on family game night. They're the ones who play Monopoly with the family, but they cheated and grabbed a handful of cash when no one was looking. Because they suck at Monopoly but had to cheat, you know? Like at family game night. It's crazy. But that's how it goes. Come on, play it. Good. Boom. Give and go. Turn out. Goal. Oh. Should have done the return pass. I thought he was going to mark it. All right, so I'm in out wide. I believe he's overload. I didn't check. I was talking. God damn it. But either way, we're in out wide. No, he's not. He's got a deep line. He's in LBC probably, it looks like. Read him like a book. Boom. You're in. Oh, I wanted it. But see, at least it's not automatic. Koundé's a monster. If you guys don't have a Koundé card, I strongly suggest you get a Koundé card. Look at the run. Look at the run. Beautiful by Marcelo. Oh, no! How did he hit the crossbar from there? I felt like I didn't overhit it, guys. How did he hit the crossbar? That would have been nasty. Oh, that would have been nasty. Dude, those are going to be addicting. But sometimes you can't do them. Like right there, I should have probably just tapped the ball in. But it's an event, bro. If you're not going to have fun in events, when are you going to have fun, right? If you're not going to have fun in events, if you're going to sit there and rat like that one dude in events, what's the point of even playing? Oh. Of course, I went where he was covering the passing lane. That was so dumb of me, guys. And then he was wanting the ball through there. Tight marking helps in those areas. That's why I'm winning the ball so much there. Goal. See, you can beat the park the bus, guys. You absolutely can. To my boy Red, is it harder? Yeah, you can beat it for sure. So this is out wide versus. Did you guys see what he was playing or no? I didn't see what he was playing. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I wanted the other player. Whoever that might be, I don't even know who it is. Oh, that was stupid. I thought Marcelo was going to stop, though. Too hard of a... Oh, come on, buddy. But yeah, 5 at the back, dude, with overlapping backs, especially like 2 offensive backs, 2 build up, 1 destroyer with an anchor man in front of them. Dude, yeah, you could have a sick little setup with that for sure. Especially in this out wide, with out wide. You don't have to, but that's a beautiful thing. You can manipulate any play style to play how you want. That's why players don't get it. Same with the system. I always build a system I want to use and then pick the play style that best fits it. But you can use systems in any play style. If you think about how football works. I mean, people get stuck on that. Like, oh, that's a... They'll see if their favorite content creator use a 4-3-3 and quick counter, right? And then they'll have it stuck in their head. The only thing I can use with 4-3-3, I have to go quick counter. That's not the case. That's just one way, one style to play using quick counter. Oh, I tried it and it didn't register the volley. Good. Koundé's a monster, bro. I don't think that's the free hazard, not the new hazard, by the way. Nice ball. A little too much on it. What's up, Beamer? How are you, bro? Yeah, that's awesome. Tomorrow, remember, we're hanging out all day. We got the tournament tomorrow, so don't miss out. Even if you just are there to spectate, we're going to have a blast. Dude. So I don't know if you guys saw, like, I didn't say it for a while because I didn't want to sound corny, but it's public who members are. So obviously Nick runs the Foot Market, is an OGFC member. He's a member of the team. If we can get him in this tournament, how huge would that be? So I'm going to do a members only post, personally inviting Mr. Nick, because just because he's a member doesn't mean like I don't have his like contact info and all that. I just still have to get a hold of him like you guys. But how sick would it be, dude, to get Nick in the tournament? So start blowing up. Not blowing up. Don't like go crazy, but go to his like whether it's live or videos and just say play in the OG Cup. And because he's a member, he'll know, he'll see. But I didn't put it in any videos, so who knows if he's watched. I guarantee he's probably too busy to watch this. But how sick would it be to have him in there, dude? But yeah, I'm super proud of that. I'm proud of every person who supports this channel, even if it's just the like. I'm proud of it, without a doubt. It doesn't have to be memberships on it, but like, yeah, of course. I'm not gonna bullshit, bro. That's a dude that I always follow. You guys see I react to him. He's younger than me, but as far as translating real life football onto like making content, He's the reason, bro. I've played football games my whole life, but I didn't know shit about like the ins and outs. And him, Inception, Boris Legend, and then once I went to eFootball, Indominator. I love Indominator. Like, so when you see these guys are part of what you're doing, of course it's huge. But to have them play the tournament and to allow like some of you guys to get to play against them, that would be sick. That would be sick. I know. EA's a trash. He always does admit the truth. He's like, bro, yes, FC's much better looking, like aesthetics and menus and stuff, but eFootball is just way better. That's a fact. Oh, yeah. Bellingham, absolutely. He's a monster, Red. He's a monster. I am. I'm going to put it out. But I have to message him no different than you guys. It's not like... It doesn't work that way where, like, oh, it's a member, so you have their content. Like, he's just a member, and he gets the badge and stuff. But... and then I could do a members-only post to where you could see it for sure. And that's probably what I'll do. But if you do hear this, Nick, thank you so much for the support, bro. Thank you, everybody, for the support. You got, oh, I wanted to cross it and then volley that. Would have been sick. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Seriously, all of you guys equally. It means the world. It's what drives us. It's what allows us to do cash prizes for tournaments and, giveaways and stuff. So we're only just getting started. All right, come on. Don't go long, buddy. I wish I could help this guy, dude. This is somebody I wish I could help because you could tell, like, he's got, like, the gist, a basic knowledge, but he's just, check two. He's just a little, he just needs help. Or if he had help, he'd improve very quickly. Yeah, the Discord's been amazing, guys. We're headed to 500 members now. We have an absolute army. I know they could, Beamer. Beamer says they could wipe FC to bit. And if you guys ever wonder why I'm like reading some of the comments, it's because we also have Kick and Twitch, as well as on X. So I try to make sure I explain what I'm talking about, so people. I do forget sometimes, but if you ever wonder why, like thinking, oh, I could just read that. That's why. It's because there's people from 4 different platforms. But anyway, yeah, if Konami even put like just a little bit more effort in, bro. Oh! How the fuck did I not win that tackle? What the hell happened? Just a little bit more effort in, they'd easily wipe FC off the planet for sure. Bellingham just smooth as a whistle. Oh my god, it's so nasty, guys. It gets nasty in these parts. If you can time that, a stunning cross into a volley, just for PS5, R2 square, then quickly, because it comes in quicker, R2 circle, you get those nasty goals. You get some nasty goals. And then add acrobatic finishing. That's never been a more important skill than now, I'll tell you that. So I want to show you the difference of what I meant. Like if you're thinking, okay, well, press is part of the game, AI press and user press. So what's the difference with what you're saying? Well, I'll tell you. See how I'm dropping back here? Like, look, I'll even drop back more. So I'm dropping back here. Then I'll send my press. I'm dropping back. I'll send my press. And then I'm looking at the passing lanes, right? The way these guys do it is because they know there's delay because you can't do it without. And they'll just do this. Well, I can't show you because he keeps passing the ball to me. But they just literally hold down R1 or X. So if you're wondering. Because, yes, you absolutely can use it as a skill. And even with that being said, they need to nerf the AI press especially. But even a little bit, the user press, or at least slow it down, I would even say. But outside of that, right, outside of just needing to nerf it all together when there's delay, these players will use it because the speed at which they can close an opponent down is much faster than the passes go off, especially like with delay, which essentially ruins the football because it's unrealistic. A player's not going to close down 10, 15, 20 yards of space before an attacker can make a play. I'm just destroying that guy. I'm just going for volleys at the moment. No need to rub it in here. Shout out to him for being a trooper, though. I do at least owe him. I don't want to... Oh, nice. Come on. Oh, all he had to do was the... He didn't know how it didn't register. I wish he could have scored a sick goal there. So for those of you who don't know, or if you happen to watch this to my opponent, if you would have just held R2 and maybe you tried, I know it didn't always register, you would have got a nice little volley. Hold on, I gotta throw this away. Alright, let's get back to it. I'm not gonna make any subs just to give it a little fair shot. No subs. Even out the odds a little bit. Look at Marcelo. Absolute beast. Oh. See how I jockeyed there to went to intercept it? I didn't just hold down press. God, Bellingham's so nasty. Like Red's not lying, bro. And that's why Hullett and Bellingham hole player, central figures in my setup, dude. And they're absolutely a blast to use. Oh, I wanted him to press so I could dummy it around him. Oh! Should have just crossed that. I was trying to get too cute to get it automatic. I'm going to try a wider lumber. Yeah, I would, Beamer, for sure. Even if you just check out how it can work when your opponents use it against you, it's good to try every playstyle for that reason. So you can... Damn, do you see his bars are going from like 1 to 3? Are you guys seeing that? 1, look at that. God, that sucks. I feel bad for these people who get that. Although I get 5 bars all the time, and sometimes my 1 to 3 bar opponents will be flying and I can't move. But I think that's part of what I was saying earlier. I could be wrong. Yeah, so I wanted to show it. I didn't have enough time, but at the end there, I just literally held X, held X, held X. And it was enough with 1 bar, because the game was already over. It was enough with 1 bar to where he couldn't do shit, dude. And I didn't even think to do it until the very end just to show you, but that's my point. These players who do that as a game plan are disgusting. Well, check out your vids on out wide and long ball. Yeah, absolutely, Beamer. Now... the long ball one's out right now. The long ball breakdown. Out wide is coming second to last. Last. Out wide's coming last. So we have long ball counter's on the way. It's out now for members. It'll be out tomorrow for everybody else. Then we have possession next. Then quick counter. Then overload. Then out wide. We're breaking them all down. Then, one final video, I'm going to rank them all in order. Got to keep the suspense going. Look at Wildcard. Look what Wildcard asked. So for those of you not on YouTube, Wildcard, with all that I've been talking about, he literally said, did you encounter any overload press spammers yet? Wildcard, I did. One in particular. He was a quote unquote top 1,000 Division One player. Clearly, that's why he plays the way he does. And it was terrible connection. He just held down. You could tell he just held down R1 and X in that close space with delay, and there was no chance. It was silly. It's funny you asked that, though. I'm guessing you've been facing a lot of them. But I'm telling you, the way to beat it, if you have, like I couldn't even freaking get a pass off with this. But if you just have a little bit of leeway, use out wide. Like even against him, and where I was totally screwed, I was getting some moments where I was able to break away from him. So use out wide. That's what I'm leaning towards. I do like overload, and you can play some beautiful football with it, bro. The tiki-taka ability, like if I had, like Nick, I bet you Nick will crush overload, bro. Think about his tiki-taka inception. Holy shit. But those guys who typically have good connection, think about it. They do, like Nick coined the term I can't move because of the bad connection. Then inception, he got on like why I love eFootball, but it was hilarious because right off the bat afterwards he's like, this fucking game, this isn't nothing like the game I love. This game sucks. And that's kind of the roller coaster you go on. So I guess even those guys, like you almost have to have overload, but be ready to use your I wish like if they had an overload and out wide manager, I'd give it a go. But I'm not even convinced I don't like possession more than overload with a more controlled press. You know, I'm not even sure I wouldn't prefer that. Because with your whole team sliding over, if your opponent's able to get that switch before you can press and win the ball, you can be in big trouble. All right, where are we at? Last game of the events. Well, if we win, that is. So for this, we'll go to overload. You know what? No. I'll tell you what we're going to do for this last one, boys. For the culture, just because I'm leaning towards out wide. We've won a few bucks here in coins. We're going to do this. We're going to get our boy, Antonio Conte. Welcome to the team. Now I'm going to sell these two. Sell these two. But I'm not going to set up the whole tactics. That'll be for a different video. Video/stream. But we're going to use him just for game. Game plan, so team, game plan list. So that's my overload long ball setup. I do have out wide, so it's basically just another out wide quick counter. It's just a upgraded version of this, if you think about it. Because look, Amormad out wide, quick counter at 81, and then aggressive crossing A, which isn't very good, and then Conte out wide and quick counter, but with the double link ups. So welcome to the squad. What does he, what was his booster that he gives, by the way? Defensive awareness and kicking power. Okay, I like the defensive awareness one. And then, of course, sub-tactic is quick counter. We're already set. So Conte's in there. Here's what the double link-up play looks like. Centerpiece. For that reason, we'll do this. Hold on. I don't want to cross the pitch like this. I want him with his right foot. Or no, would that be... I think this would be better in this case. Although Destroyer... Yeah, build up on Zambrota's side anyway, so that's perfect. So we'll go like this. Link up play. Van Dijk to Yamal. And then link up play 2. Yamal to... I got to have a poacher in there. Damn, so if I want this, I'm going to have to do Ibra. Bing, bing. Although I don't really mind that cut, and we'll just do it to try. Wingers, or even out wide, sometimes you don't need wingers. Like, your central players can move out wide, too. Your central players can move out. Like, I could have Yamal and Ronaldinho as AMFs. I'm literally doing this simply just to test the exact link-ups and stuff with Conti, which I'll show you this later on. I might not even start Ibra. Like, I might go with an advance with my Luis Suarez, who I overall like better. But we'll see, you know. On that left side, I don't have... I'd have to go, like, do it like this because on the left side, I have a Nene, roaming flank, Ronaldinho's creative playmaker, and then Eze's whole player. Then on that right, I have Yamal as a prolific winger, I have Messi as deep lying forward, and then I have Olise as a creative playmaker. So plenty of options. Striker, I have 2 advanced strikers, but 2 different types of players. Small, shifty, and then, you know, like a hybrid. Then Ibra is like my big physical option. Then these are my defensive options if I want to go more defensive fullback or another center back, right? Because Varane can play that outside on a 3 center back with my setup too if I want to do that. Then, of course, just in case, a backup anchorman, an orchestrator, and a destroyer. And then an extra deep lying forward that could easily play secondary in the central, AMF, Pele's just all around. It really came down to, I want to have Rooney on here, but it came down to Messi and Rooney since Yamal fits here. If Messi goes there, you got to have Messi or Yamal, kind of. And that this Pele card's too good, but I do love that Rooney card. I almost feel bad. I might even switch him with Olise. But this Olise card's sick too. That's how it works. You just have your spoil for choice. So I'll do the full build out later. But it's generally going to look something like this. Same exact setup. For quick counter, mark. But outside of that, I may put Marcelo as an actual fullback finisher. Or at least in out wide. We'll see. That's what I'm gonna go into detail with this later, but yeah, see, so I like, even though quick counter is 90, 89 proficiency for out wide, I like going out wide, but let's think about this. If I got my opponent thinking I'm going out wide, I have to set this up here too. Hold on. Boom, boom, whoa, boom, boom. It should automatically do it. Like, once you turn it on, it should choose it for you. You guys know what I mean? Like, just little streamlined stuff like that would be nice. Boom. So now we have it for both regular and subtac. Here's my question. If my opponent thinks I'm playing quick counter and they prepare for that, they're going to go long ball counter. That's like if I had Deschamps, long ball counter and possession. Let's say they were in possession. They think I'm playing quick counter. They're going to go long ball counter. If they think I'm playing out wide, that may trigger them to do possession or overload. No, not overload. Possession. It's way different now, dude. It's crazy with the defensive setups because I'm trying to think if I want to go quick counter, if that would give me, because it gave me an edge. When I had LBC in possession, I would start with LBC, so they think I'm a long ball rat, right? And then I would switch to possession. And it was just totally, they weren't, like, you know, it gives you that little bit of an edge. They totally weren't prepared. So I like the contrast in a high line pressing setup like quick counter, then a mid block, right? More horizontal type of possession game. That's really what play out wide turns to until you get into the attack. It's more of a working the ball across the pitch to pull your opponent's defenders out of shape, working the ball horizontally instead of like quick counters, very vertical. And then once you work the ball across the pitch, then you can work it back into the center where now you have holes to work through and try to create chances to score. So it's a good little contrast. I'm going to go ahead and start without wide and leave my sub tactic as quick counter. So yeah, and we'll go into detail with that later. So Jones says you're better off with a sub tactic than a fluid formation because it'll allow you to switch play styles. So I have both, unless I'm misunderstanding you. So here's my sub tactic, or my regular tactic, which is out wide, defensive, attacking. And here's my sub tactic, which is quick counter, defensive, attacking. So, yeah, I heard you guys like the new one. I have them on the bench, the new one. I got rid of that other one, but I heard the Blitz Curler one's nuts. But what did you mean? So I have a sub tactic here. So I still do have a quick counter sub tactic. So what did you mean by it's better to go with a sub tactic than fluid formations? Pretty much the same thing here, so you guys can see. And here's the regular attacking, I mean. All right, we're set. I'll go into detail with that another time. But now we're going to go in and finish, hopefully with a victory, finish these events, or this event. I think that's my last game altogether, yep. With Conti as the manager. Let's see what it changes, guys. Let's look. So 105 overalls for, okay. Still 105s. Wait. Yep, out wide. But would you think it's worth benching a better card stats-wise if you look a worse version more? If you like a worse version? Of course. Of course, Johnny. Take the player that feels best with you. People just using a fluid formation are a disadvantage. You're better off with a sub-tactic and fluid formations exactly. Oh yeah, who's not using a sub-tactic? Yeah, guys. If there's people out there, don't think that fluid formation is a replacement for a sub-tactic. It's not. Literally, fluid formation is just, hey, when we're defending, you're tracking back here, and in the attack, you're here. A sub-tactic is literally like we're playing out wide, totally different than quick counter, right? Totally different style of play. Like, notice, in my tactic and sub-tactic, well, like on this, there's a difference because this isn't my regular, but typically, my formation doesn't change. Like, you can, and it might change a little, but typically, it's just the style of play, right? Out wide, I'm working the ball horizontally, pulling the defense out of shape, then working it through, and we're crashing the goal and trying to score once I open them up. Quick counter, right? I'm high line, I'm aggressively pressing, I'm winning the ball and instantly looking to get it up to pitch and get a chance, more vertical. So you have a horizontal, then work it up to pitch versus vertical, press, go. So do not sacrifice your sub-tactic and think, oh, well, since I have a fluid formation, I'm good. Set your formation, all your formations up as fluid so you can basically pull your players defensively where you want them to cover those what would have been previously without fluid formations vulnerable areas, but still have a sub-tactic. So yeah, man, if there's anybody confused about that, do not, I repeat, do not think your attacking and defensive setups enough. Still use your sub-tactic. 100%. Good point, Tom. Great point. Yeah, I didn't even think about, you're right. There's probably a lot of players that are thinking that. Like, oh, I don't need a sub-tactic now. No, you absolutely do. If you have a manager, like if you don't have a manager with double proficiencies or you don't like their second proficiency, okay, I get it. But you still could have a sub tactic and totally switch up from narrow to wide, wide to narrow, more attacking as far as more players switch positions. Like sub tactics or plan Bs, or you know, if you could have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they would be great because you can never be prepared enough. Put it that way. For sure. So great point, brother. But yeah, overall, I'm loving the new gameplay. I'm always gonna have that. If you guys haven't followed the channel, you may not know enough. But even though I try not to spend a ton of time, like I see and despise like rats ruining games. So I know I spend a little too much time on that sometimes. So I do want to apologize. But you got to remember my background. I've seen what rats can do to FC, you know, all the way back to the FIFA days. I've seen them literally help to destroy any chance UFL had of being an actual decent game. And now you see where that's at. And even goals. Theirs is more like toxicity from a group of players that happen to be like these original players that the devs were listening to over guys like Kurt. Well, you guys seen that story. If you didn't, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But I've seen other football games get destroyed by this shit, is what I'm trying to say. And I definitely love the direction eFootball is going. I wish Konami did more, but I do not want to see it go through some BS because of a bunch of shit players that have to be ratty. Ooh, the whole Barca team. I like this card design, by the way. I think this is sick. Hansi Flicks, we're going to go Yamal and Rafinha type mark. Type mark Yamal. Type mark Rafinha. Then defensively, for our sub tactic quick counter, we'll do the same thing. Type mark Yamal. Type mark Rafinha. Let's see if we want to go Balde left, so my right. So we want to go Alvarez more attacking, so oh no, you can't now, I forgot, because you have the fluid formation. So we're fine, we're good. I don't want anybody anchoring, and I don't want anybody more defensive. We're good, let's play. See what we have here. Ooh, I like it. Romario's boosted up. Romario should have a great game. Schneider there. Let's do it, boys. Barcelona versus Real Madrid, otherwise known as El Clásico. We got Big Jude on our team, so it's fitting. But we also got Yamal. No, do we have Yamal in this one? I can't remember. I think we do, right? I can't remember. Chua, Big Chua's out there. I forgot. I thought we had Yamal, but I guess not. Romario, we got one from their side on our side. Oh, how did he do that? What the? Dude, this dude's got the no interception code on. Oh my god, dude. I'm so sick of these little stupid delay goals, bro. It's so annoying. Clearly win the ball. Look at this. Clearly win the ball. And then look at the rebound here. On a tackle, look. On a reaction, like from Coman, from me winning the ball in the air, it comes down. Like, they got to learn to cancel that. Clearly you were just trying to get the ball out of a dangerous area. It's crazy, bro, boys. Like, he just immediately kicks it out. I know technically I should have pressed super cancel for that. I shouldn't have had to, though. Look at that. What a goal. There's your boy, Red. Big bells. God, he's so nasty, dude. He really just is. Let's see if he'll let me see it. I let him watch his. Look at this bells. Dink, dink. Goal. He's just so good. Then he helps defensively, too. It's insane. But yeah, I wish Konami would fix that. What do you guys think? I don't want to add any automated stuff, but dare I say, on those little stupid goals off of corners and stuff where, you know, those little plays like that where clearly the game's registering wrong. What do you guys think if they did like that's where people with smart assists had a huge advantage and still do is those auto clearances. It saves them from those BS goals. Look at that left stick, baby. Left stick. Get that left stick master, boys. I like those little toe poke-ish Trivela, half toe poke type of shots are sick. Come on. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God. Smart play. God, I can't. I should have just got it out of the freaking danger zone, playing like a dummy. We'll get it back, though. That was so dumb of me. All right, you want to score some of those stupid goals? We got you. There it is again. That could have screwed me. Boom. Now you're through. What a ball. What a goal. Sometimes you forget how nasty Romario is, but if you're wondering, the only reason he's on my bench and was on my reserves for a while is because those hybrid strikers winning the ball in the air and having some physical ability was huge. And I'm not saying it isn't still, but now I have a hybrid striker, a bigger, like, strong striker that you just want to finish the ball off, and then my my short, shifty striker. See, dude, I'm so sick of those type of plays right there. It's like not earned, you know? It's just literally from delay. So I couldn't even have cleared that out if I wanted to. And I'm not going to because this is a good place to practice. And why are you running away? Look at that ball. Look at that ball. Look at that ball, boys. That's how you smoke overload. I'm not saying he's... Okay, perfect. Oh, I didn't hold L2, R2. That's the turn that could have been useful for. Good. Look at that, boys. And again. That Koundé's nasty. Good run. Yes. Oh, I should have pressed triangle there. I pressed X. Penalty. No way. Come on, Koundé. Koundé. Good. Koundé's a beast for both teams. All the way striker. Touch out. Good. All the way out wide now. Oh, I could have played him through there. I was thinking wide then through, but he didn't follow the run. Oh, he's got smart assist on too. I just realized that. That can absolutely change the feel of the game. What a ball. Of course, damn it. Just lost a little respect for him. I'm going to quick counter just for this last little run here. All right. I love this game, bro. I love this game. Even the stupid smart assist shit. Clearly 2 defensive mistakes, 2 goals, 2-2. It is what it is. Whatever. Sometimes you get that. Let's see what he's playing. Hansi. What is that double boosted flick? Do you know, guys? Manager proficiency double boosted Hansi flick. He's possession and quick counter. Okay, out wide is what we want against him. Or if he's possession and quick counter, we'll go quick counter at first. Let's see how we do. Out wide was working well. It looks like it's possession and quick counter, if that's correct. You guys tell me. If it's possession, we want to go quick counter. If it's out wide, or sorry, if it's possession and quick counter and he's quick counter, out wide works. If he's possession, then we want to go quick counter. Look at that, boys. Beautiful football. Beautiful football. Cut it back. Good. Beautiful goal. This Schneider is nasty, bro. Shout out Schneider. I got the Real Madrid boost. If you wear the Real Madrid kit, you get a boost. I'm just kidding, by the way. If you wear a Real Madrid kit and you're playing Real Madrid in the El Clasico, you get a boost. Ooh, nice job. I like how dude, this guy has got some potential, bro. But he's using smart assist. And that's the thing with it, is like, okay, what's you and what's not? But he should turn that off and work on his own skill, and he'd be nasty. Or he could be. Good by Marcelo. Great timing. Great patience. One touch too much. And I got to be familiar with that. That's my fault. What the hell? What the hell? That whole insane thing was insane. My Coman just forgot he was playing, bro. He like froze. I swear, Smart Assist does that, doesn't it? It doesn't just it like messes you up. I haven't played against it in a long time, so I almost forgot. I'm going back out wide for a bit. Beautiful ball. Look at that. That's how you work it out across the pitch. Boys, now back across. Watch this. Oh, no. Get out wider. Silly. The whole touch right there was silly. Baited him. Baited him. Boom. Should have laid it back. That was silly of me. Why would anybody, like a dude at this level, why would anybody want to play Smart Assist, bro? He's got the skill. I could see if you're like 2 years old and you don't know what you're doing, but you love football or something, but this dude could actually be a legit good player, dude. No kidding. No jokes. You're in. Touch, touch. Oh my God, dude. Of course. I should have just one-timed it. Good read, Marcelo. All the way out wide. Boom, touch. Good. Boom. Yes, boys. Cut it back. Dude, I'm telling you. Good. There it is. What a touch, Cruyff. Look at Cruyff's touch, but it doesn't matter because they're going to make you see it. Great track back by Schneider. Beautiful. Lay it back. Boom. Good. Feet. Why is he running off sides? Usually they're good at fixing that. Boom. Boom. Good. Oh, shit. Alright, guys. So, I'm looking at the time here. As soon as I finish this game, I gotta, like, run. So, I don't want to be rude. I'm going to say my goodbyes now. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. I let the time get away from me. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, mofos. Big time. That wasn't supposed to go there. This game is so stupid, bro. This game is so stupid. It's so ate up. Look where this is supposed to go. Look. Look it up the field, guys. Look at my Bellingham. Wide open. It's the dumbest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life, bro. The dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just these smart assist rat losers. Every time it's players like this, bro. It's just unbelievable. Smart assist rat losers. Why on earth would that go back to Koundé? Look at Bellingham in that replay, guys. Rewind the chat if you have to. Dumbest shit I've ever seen for no reason. Just stupid dog shit players using it's always the smart assist that does it. These absolute losers playing for nothing, bro. You're letting the AI play for you for one, you fucking loser. They're always these losers, bro, that this shit happens against. Every single time. Just dog shit losers. Yeah, let's try to play like rats. Just absolute dog shit losers. It doesn't matter if you get a result here, you piece of shit. You've been getting your ass kicked. You don't play football at all. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit smart assist loser. Look at this. Look, you don't even know what he's doing, bro. Look at this. Look, my players are freezing up. I'm just going to press them like crazy. Look, two can play like pieces of shit. He doesn't even know what to do. Did you see that freeze? Just a joke, guys. Just a joke of a fucking game. Now we're in overtime and this joke of a fucking person. I wish I could turn on smart assist against this piece of shit. That would be hilarious. Guys, I'm playing to Bellingham there. It literally just gives him the ball. It's such a joke. And there's no doubt in my mind because he had smart assist it did that. There's no doubt. I guarantee you. It's literally all smart assist. Look at that ball. It's all smart assist junk, bro. One of the worst players I've ever seen. He doesn't even know how to pass, for one. That's just the truth. I'm not trying to be mean. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's everything he's doing is smart assist. Good job, Konami. And then he just sprays a ball out of nowhere perfectly. Look, my Marcelo stops. Konami, this is what ruins your game. This, look. No super cancel doesn't work at all. Hasn't earned one play. You're in. Good night. It's just crazy what it does to you. You guys know what I mean? AMG, I saw that, but I think it's because I touched it 3 minutes before that AMG, and then it just gave me the ball. It's crazy. It's only when they're smart assist, though. It's like, I don't know what it does or what the thing is. I haven't had to play against this shit because if you make it to Division 1, oh my God. That's really your biggest, I didn't mean for him to press. That's really your biggest motivation to hit Division 1, by the way, is that you start in Division 3. Then the only time you have to play this shit is against the Rats. Look at that goal. Oh my God, they couldn't give me that. That would have been nasty. It's a events example. It's an event. I finished all my events on stream today. Events, you can use it, unfortunately. This is my second Smart Assist opponent. Thought he was going to look for the layback, of course. No, not reset. I'm still in Division 3. It's events you can use Smart Assist. It's only PvP divisions where you can't. Divisions 3 through 1, you don't have to worry about it. So I don't have to worry about it in divisions, but in events, unfortunately, everybody's got to play against these pieces of shit. And he's not a bad, like, you can tell he's got some ball knowledge, but who knows how, but he doesn't have enough, like, he's only in this game because of shit. All 3 of his goals, if you look at him, guys, he hasn't scored a goal from build-up. He hasn't scored a goal from build-up. It's all been from, like, Smart Assist shit, you know, like, he's auto won 2 balls. The third one, easiest pass to Bellingham. For some reason, the game chooses the wrong freaking target. Oh, you're in. Like, right there. What on earth was that ball? Boom. Look, he's not pressing me. He's down a goal. It's crazy. It's like he knows the game's going to give him a chance. It's wild. You know what I mean? And of course it does. Beautiful. Boom. Good. See, like right there. You see what I mean? Guys, you see what I mean? This game is fucking 8, bro. This game is 8. Did you guys just see that? If that's not the biggest... I'm working the ball around, and it comes to the easiest pass in the world. Look, and it happened again. That's insanity. It's insane. The AI does it. So if you go back and look at that, I have the ball. I'm working it around the pitch. And it literally, I do perfectly to beat his press. I have a wide open whoever was making that run. And it just stopped my player and had him run. I can't wait to break that down. But thank God, if you're divisions 3 through 1, you don't got to worry about it. We don't got to worry about it in divisions, other Division 1 players. But if you're not Division 1 yet, just try to fight through the frustration. But it is ridiculous. And that's where people start talking about the scripting and the shit like that you see in Division 1 versus AI too. It's like something's there. So anyway, like I said, I have to run. But we finished every single PvP event. I wish there's more. But now we start into PvP divisions. I have tons more coming. Content-wise, playstyles, defensive playstyles, tons more tactics. The counter to overload, which is this man right here, is out wide. I'll have that for you. So thank you guys so much for joining. We're done there. We're done here. That literally is all she wrote. Now we head to divisions. We head to the lab. So we'll see you guys there. Remember, join the Discord. Like this. Subscribe. In any videos, if you could comment, like, subscribe, it helps a ton. Please don't forget. So many people forget, so I got to try to stress that. But I love you guys. You're the very best. Konami, keep going in the right direction. Get rid of Smart Assist. Get rid of some of the bullshit. Give us new menus. And you can actually have the best football game ever without any competition coming near it. Hopefully in the future they do that. But our goal is to keep building up. Make our microphone louder as we grow our community here. As we grow our team. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the cup if I don't go live tonight. I'll probably go live tonight. But I got to get out of here. Peace out, guys. Love you. See you soon.